Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brightops, and welcome back to Battle Realms. I had a look at the vote, and no one voted, so for the time being I've decided to go with the Serpent campaign, for the sole purpose of, well, it's been a long time since I've played it. To refresh people's memory. Shinja was always a little too headstrong for his own good. If I tear down his keep and I survive, surely he'll come to his senses and join me. And we were just starting off. We've got ourselves a little peasant. We've got ourselves a peasant here. And we are going to have him build a little village hut about here. Wait, no, it's right click. There we go. So we've got our starting army. With Kenji, a bandit, and two swordsmen.
Yes.
And probably one of the benefits of the bandit is he can quite literally loot bodies. Which actually gives us resources. Namely, a bit of extra rice.
Moving, master.
Because here's the thing. The two resources of this game are rice and water. Well, the two primary ones anyway. Alright.
For the serpent.
So we've got our forces set up. We just... before we make the actual push, I do kind of want to... And I misclicked.
Of course, sir.
Cause here's the thing about how rice works, is if I could harvest a rice field if I wanted to. I could harvest the entire thing and it would be barren. But you can literally have some of your peasants actually watering the field, and it will grow more rice. You And now a Tevin.
Yes, sir.
Because Battle Realms does a thing with training units that you don't really get these days. Because I'll show it off in a second once we actually have the Tevin built.
With great haste.
And get another worker to work on it.
All right.
Oh yes, we also have yin points. Because one of the other resources you can get is you've got water, you've got rice, and you've got yin or yang points. Depending on
Of course, sir.
quite literally which faction you're playing. Now you earn yin point, in this case yin points, you earn them via combat. You earn them in battle.
Yes, sir.
And they are kind of important because it allows you to buy upgrades for your units, or later on when you can actually build heroes and all that, you'll actually put these points to purchase heroes. But yes, the way this game works with units is rather than just clicking on a building and building a unit, you send your workers to buildings, and they will actually be trained into become a certain unit. In this case, if we send a worker straight to a Tevin, they will become a swordsman, which is the tier 1 melee unit. It gets even more fun when you actually unlock other buildings, because you can cross-train, which is kind of where the bandit comes from. He is an example of what happens when you send someone to both the Tevin and a crossbow range, which you will be unlocking in the future.
For the serpent.
Alright, we've upgraded our current stack of warriors, and no, I guess it's just warriors who get this upgrade. Namely, Drunken Revelry means they do more damage. It's just a straight up buff.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, we'll leave a couple... We'll train and leave a couple of swordsmen behind just for, you know, security purposes.
All right. For the serpent.
Because we do not want... Because we do not want them to send a unit behind us and just destroy our base. Alright. Stupid tower stunned us. It wasn't enough, though.
Yes, sir.
And on the plus side, we'll set this peasant hut so that as more peasants come, they'll just come straight to the tavern.
The serpent commands.
Right, there's a peasant hut. And we just murdered the crap out of that archer. Just for the sake of it, you can go and loot that corpse. Actually. And potentially, as you unlock and destroy... Well, as you build more actual bloody... As you build more peasant huts, you actually gain a bigger resource cap.
I seek the enemy.
Technically, we only really need to demolish the actual... We only need to demolish the bloody
I obey.
keep, but destroying these buildings along the way just makes life a bit easier for everyone. Well, not everyone, it makes life easier for us. Unfortunately, we don't really have any healers at this stage. Which is annoying, but we'll do what we can. Oh,
I seek the enemy.
another bloody peasant hut.
On my way.
Tell you what, we'll let these two fall back and actually heal up. And fortified ale, I believe, is useful for... Yes, it is useful for... It boosts the health of swordsmen and bandits, I believe? Alright, we need to send some reinforcements up. Because we've got a bunch of wounded swordsmen and they kind of need to fall back. Swordsmen, bandits, and raiders have more health.
Let's break some heads. Victory. Take them out.
So they'll just slowly make their way.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, we're just also turning off certain buildings so that,
As you say.
namely certain huts, so they don't produce peasants.
On my way. Let's go.
But yes, units will heal over time, though not to max.
The serpent commands. I obey.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right.
Actually,
Yes. All right.
we're gonna go
For the
this... we're-
serpent.
Cut them down. For the serpent.
Okay, we'll let these guys fight for a bit while the main force goes around this area. Because there's something about this gap that's between potentially two hills that I don't particularly like. It seems very ambushy
Alright.
to me.
Charge! Yes. Die.
Alright, there's the keep we have to bring down.
I hunt.
Is the beginning. On my way. Yes. The Serpent Guard.
And they've unleashed some support. Dragon warriors on horses, it's not going to help them.
Yes.
Teach him a lesson.
Die.
Alright, people are hurting, but we just need to burn this keep down.
Shinja. Rally to me! After him!
Alright, we'll move straight into the next one.
Kenji,
Oh,
is that you?
never mind.
It's been a long time, Atomo.
You've grown up.
Why are you attacking Shinja's men?
He abuses your father's people. His tax collectors take everything that's not
The
nailed
peasants
down.
of the southern
and
provinces should obey him. He is captain of the Serpent Guard.
Since your father's death, the clan has fallen apart.
So you rebelled.
Only to save the
Your
peasants from...
whimpering sickens me. Lead me to Shinja, and I will try to forget this nauseating conversation.
As you command.
Shinja has nowhere to run. If we defeat him, surely he'll come to his senses and serve the Serpent Clan once again. Shinja and Atomo have always fought, so I'll have to stay alive to keep them in their places. Yes, and you might notice, for those who watched the Dragon, at least the start of the Dragon campaign, we started off down here, whereas this time we start up somewhere up here.
Yes. All right.
And we are going to be building our base right here.
For the dragon.
Oh yes, we now have crossbowmen.
My venom awaits.
Yes.
So let's see. We can now build the Sharpshooters Guild and a watchtower. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you go get rice, you get water. The bar down here shows how soon till a peasant comes out. Yep. Move you
Yes.
there.
As
Now
you
Otomo. Otomo's ability, because all heroes have one, his ability is Battle Cry, which gives nearby allies gain a temporary damage boost, but at the cost of a bit of Otomo's stamina.
On my way.
Which isn't that much, honestly.
Of course.
It's a
sir.
small price to pay for... Small price to pay in order to
Yes, my lord.
effectively
Yes.
continue
Of course, sir.
to do your... To basically give everyone a bit of
All
a
right.
increase in damage, which is useful. Let's see, wait for the next one. Oh. Oh, you already did. You're... Ah, yes, we
Yes, my
should
lord.
probably get used to doing rice, because we need more of it.
I obey.
Let's see now, where would Shinja be? Around would probably be the way to answer that. Very much around.
Serpent.
Okay, you go get some rice too. We need more for the Sharpshooters Guild. Because I want to show some stuff off.
Yes, my lord. With great haste.
Actually, it should be said, peasants don't actually cost anything to... Well, because they're automatically generated, they don't actually cost resources to produce, you know, other than the initial 50 rice to make a peasant hut. Alright, Sharpshooters Guild will soon be ready.
Yes, my lord.
Now, there are benefits to this. Hello. Ah. Yes, one of the things about this game, another thing about this game that you don't see much of is if you run through forests, there's a chance you'll trigger birds.
Master.
And by triggering birds, you will actually reveal your position on the map. Now, interestingly, Shinja's forces on this map is a mixture of both dragon units and serpent ones.
All right.
Which is definitely definitely interesting.
With great haste.
Alright, she's got a few more crossbows now. Which is good.
Yes. All right.
We'll have these guys across the river just for security's sake. Don't want the enemy crossing over and basically launching their attack.
As you say.
And now comes the fun bit. We're going to cross-train. So in this case, if you send a unit to both train at the Tavern and the Sharpshooter Guild, they become a bandit.
Moving, master.
There will also be another building release later on in
I
future
obey.
missions that they can also be sent to.
Let's wreak some havoc.
Let's see, we might as well take Drunken Revelry because we do have a fair few swordsmen, so having them be a bit
For the
better would not be bad. Oh yeah, something we can also do, if I can remember how. Okay, force attack is F. Right. Sorry, misclicked there.
attack!
We can literally make them attack things like trees, which will bring a tree down and block and remove the cover it offers while providing better line of sight.
Yes.
Just a useful little trick to know.
All right.
You also have benefits such as if you're on a hill, your ranged units can fire longer and see further.
On my toes.
Okay, there's something here.
Like a viper.
Yep, the archers are now firing on the enemy peasantry. Truly, they are great heroes.
Yes, my lord. Serpent.
Alright, you two, come on.
Let's break some heads.
Now, granted, there's no real point in
All right.
just admittedly keeping the crossbowmen there is, if it disrupts their ability to gather resources, it means they can't train as many units. Which has its has its benefits, but in this case, destroying a building is a bit more effective. Yep, there's Shinja, hiding away in his watchtower.
I hunt.
For the serpent.
Get him! A bit quick, a bit easy, but it's early days. What do you expect? There we go.
Submit, or I'll take your head.
As you wish.
You know who I am. Why did you keep fighting?
You take weaklings under your wing.
Show respect.
To you? Never!
You were both serpent men. Now you're both mine. Or you're both dead.
As I serve the Father, so shall I serve the Son.
You were charged with protecting Terran's orb. Where is it?
At the Swan's Pool.
You gave the sacred orb to the geisha?
Not me, the Serpent.
Curse that wretched old man!
Even after your father's death, the geisha were thought untouchable. The orb may still be safe.
The serpent was a fool. The Lotus were always jealous of the orb's power. The old taboos won't last much longer. We must move quickly. The Swan's Pool is here, to the north. The most direct route is straight through Riverside.
You can't trust the townsfolk. They're mercenary scum who serve the highest bidder. We'd be better off going west, crossing the river here. There's a Wolf Clan shanty town on the other side. But a few well-trained soldiers could easily clear away that rabble.
Don't listen to him, Lord. This way is the safest.
The Lotus Clan's lands are far to the east, but they have built an outpost here. One of their vile wizards has enslaved the local peasants with his dark magics. The villagers know the land well and would be valuable allies.
Alrighty. So we have one of three choices. In this case, we're gonna go visit Riverside, a mercenary trade town that serves both the Wolf and Lotus. This is the most direct route, but perhaps the most difficult.
Going somewhere?
Through your town.
I wouldn't if I were you. It's the Wolf Clan's day to trade, and they're in a frisky mood.
Who owns the house on the hill?
Lord Garen.
Feeble old Garen? He calls himself a lord now?
Titles are easy to come by these days.
So it seems.
And you know what, we'll come back to this. I think we'll leave it off here. Until next time, my name is Bright Ops, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.